Alright, hello and welcome to Body Transformation Secrets, a 6-part online video series where I'll be uncovering all kinds of useful information to help you structure the most effective fat loss or muscle building program possible. Whether you're male or female and whether you want to build muscle or burn fat, I promise that these 6 videos will be very useful to you and will answer a lot of questions that you probably have right now. There's so much bogus and misleading information out there, and for beginners it can often be very difficult trying to figure out what works and what doesn't. Well, you can look no further because in this 6-part video series, I'm going to be delivering to you the no-nonsense, honest facts about transforming your body and your entire life for good. I don't want to waste any more time, so let's dive right in with video lesson number 1, which deals with the subject of proper nutrition. A lot of people don't realize this, but nutrition is actually hands down the most important aspect of your entire fitness program. As the saying goes, you can't out-train a bad diet. In other words, it doesn't matter how much time you spend sweating and straining in the gym, lifting weights and running on the treadmill, none of that is going to make any difference at all if you aren't paying attention to your daily food intake. In this video lesson, I'm going to be outlining 7 critical principles when it comes to proper nutrition. Now, I know that some of you are more concerned with losing body fat, while some of you are more concerned with building muscle. So whenever necessary, I will discuss the differences between fat loss nutrition and muscle building nutrition. But the good news is that a lot of the underlying principles are actually the same whether you're trying to burn fat or build muscle. So let's go right ahead and get started. Calorie intake forms the basic underlying foundation of your entire nutrition program because your calorie intake is what's going to decide whether you gain weight, lose weight, or maintain your weight. See, your body requires a certain amount of energy each day to fuel all of its daily tasks. This includes natural processes like breathing, digestion, circulation, plus all of the additional activities that you perform throughout the day. The body can obtain this energy either through the food that you eat or from the tissues on your body. If your goal is to burn body fat, then you need to put your body into a calorie deficit by consuming fewer calories than you burn each day. By consuming fewer calories than you burn each day, you force the body to tap into its excess fat stores in order to obtain a source of energy. As you keep your body in a calorie deficit over time, you're going to gradually burn body fat, usually at a rate of about 1 or 2 pounds per week. If your goal is to build muscle, then you want to do the opposite. You want to consume more calories than you burn each day. This is what we call a calorie surplus. And by putting your body into a calorie surplus, coupled with the stimulation of intense weight training, your body is going to take those excess calories and divert them to muscular growth. This basic premise of calorie intake is known as the law of energy balance, and it must be taken into account if you're really going to take your results seriously. If you want to burn fat, you need to consume fewer calories than you burn each day. If you want to build muscle, you need to consume more calories than you burn each day. If you consume the same number of calories that you burn each day, your weight will stay the same. In order to figure out your own personal calorie intake depending on your goal, I'm going to recommend something that's called the Harris-Benedict formula. If you run a basic search on Google, you'll find a lot of information on this, and it's actually very straightforward. The Harris-Benedict formula takes a bunch of individual factors into account, such as your height, your body weight, your activity level, etc., and it plugs them into a formula to help you figure out your calorie maintenance level. Your calorie maintenance level is the number of calories that you need to consume each day in order to maintain your current weight. Once you have your calorie maintenance level, you can then simply adjust it based on your goal. If you want to burn body fat, take your calorie maintenance level and reduce it by 15 to 20%. If you want to gain muscle, take your calorie maintenance level and increase it by 15 to 20%. That's going to give you a range of calories that you need to consume each day in order to meet your specific fitness goal. I'm not saying that you have to obsess about your calorie intake and count every single calorie that you consume throughout the day, but you should at least have a basic idea of it if you're going to take your results seriously. There are 3 different macronutrients that you'll be consuming through your diet. The first and most important of which is protein. Protein is the most important because it's the only macronutrient that can have a direct positive effect on your body composition. Proteins are made up of smaller subcomponents called amino acids. There are about 20 different amino acids, 8 of which are known as the essential amino acids. Essential amino acids are the amino acids that cannot be manufactured by your body and therefore have to be brought in through your diet. Protein plays the critical role of building and maintaining lean muscle tissue. Protein also has direct fat-burning effects by speeding up the rate of thermogenesis in your body, which is the rate that your body burns up calories as heat energy, and it also helps to reduce food cravings, which is going to decrease the chances of overeating. Protein is so important when it comes to building muscle and burning fat that you should ultimately aim to consume a high-quality lean protein source with every single meal throughout the day. The best sources of protein for improving body composition are those that have a high bioavailability, which means that your body is going to absorb a high percentage of the protein. You want to find protein sources that are low in fat, and you want to find protein sources that contain all 8 of the essential amino acids. Some great fat-burning and muscle-building protein sources include skinless poultry, lean red meat, seafood of all kinds, egg whites, low-fat cottage cheese, skim milk, and whey protein powder. The second macronutrient on the list are carbohydrates. When it all comes down to it, carbohydrates are basically sugar. Whether you consume a plate full of spaghetti noodles, a bowl of grapes, or a chocolate bar, carbohydrates are always eventually broken down into their simplest form, which is glucose. The main function of glucose is to provide fuel for your muscles and for your brain. The key difference among different carbohydrate sources is the speed at which the sugars are broken down into glucose. Carbohydrate sources that are broken down quickly and rapidly in the bloodstream cause a large surge of insulin in order to compensate. When your insulin levels are high, your body's rate of fat storage increases and your cravings for food also increase. The basic goal of carbohydrate consumption is to choose carbohydrate sources that keep your blood sugar levels balanced rather than those that cause your blood sugar levels to rise and fall quickly.